What's up, it's Chris from Motorcycling Kiwi Style. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about my garage, my workshop, my barn. You see, I moved in here 3 months ago. I've still got a house up in the North Island and it had a really awesome workshop. The problem is renting here, I've just got to make do with what I've got. So this garage was not really in a good state when we first moved in. So I thought, right, it's got to be some sort of workshop in order to be able to do part 2 of the Suzuki Bandit 1200 project. Let's go and have a look in the garage. As you can see, it's less of a workshop and more of a garage storage area. So we've got our cycles, motorcycles, the JR80, the XR200 and the Bandit. Before I go any further, I'll get all these vehicles out. And now I have an empty garage. So anyway, it's a fairly basic garage. Luckily for me, it had this really crude type of workbench already there, so I put on some of my final touches of it. So I put in some of my tools and made it look more like mine. Top tip, if you're going to have your own workshop, it's got to have your own personality. The obligatory Harley Davidson t-shirt, crusty old leathers from the 1970s, motocross handlebars just hanging there, not used, Suzuki banner, wow, to have 2 Suzukis. The soon to be tool rack, clock made out of an old disc, another Suzuki badge, allegedly collectible Coke bottles, yeah right, stuffed in area with tools, my toolbox, tools on top, compressor, golf clubs, sure, drill press, vise. The other plan is to put some cycle racks in there to give me some space from the cycles. Of course, got to have some workshop overalls. Always got to have extension cords. My 1983 motocross toolbox I had when I was 13 years old. Kept it, it's really cool. The nasty exhaust that came with the Suzuki Bandit, and if there's one thing anyone's workshop has got to have, and it's sounds. So the trick is to have an old radio system. This one's quite cool because it's got CD and tape deck, which is something of the past. Good thing about it is that it's also battery operated. It's crusty, so it doesn't really matter. This here's my original XR200 carburetor. I've got a Chinese copy in it because this one needs rebuilding. The copy one doesn't really make it run that great, so I really want to get the Kaihin working really well first. Now enough about the XR200, you've already seen a lot of that in the last video. So let's move on. I've had this drill press for about, 20 years, something like that. Still going strong, it looks pretty ragged. The trick is to have it bolted firmly to the bench. Same with the vise. The other top tip is always have a birthday present given to you by your son or daughter, like this. So moving on, my next step is to get power hooked up. I've got a couple of sparky friends, which is really good. Get this door open and sealed properly. Windows have a gap there, which I've got to seal up properly as well. Now the other top tip is always have a fire extinguisher or 2. That's something I'm going to go and buy tonight. Never know when you need them, and you'll always want to need them when you don't have them. Oils and more oils, grease. These here are great when you've got to sit down on your knees and work on the motorcycle. I'm not young after all. The other part that I have to do is get some more lighting installed. I'll get a focus lamp for straight over the bench. More fluoro tubes around about here, or LED tubes as my friend pointed out to me. Yes, it is 1980s. No, it's not, it's 2023. But the word is free, which brings me to the last point. Everything I'm going to do here is on a budget. So the thing is, we all follow YouTubes where they've got really elaborate workshops and all that, but we don't always have the budget. In New Zealand here, we've just got to make do half the time. We're not all skilled mechanics, but some of us have some basic skills, and this is what I'm about. So I think I've got enough storage, I've got enough work area to work on the Bandit and produce some good videos. Just remember, the Suzuki Bandit channels are all out there. They've got all their ways of doing things. However, my way is going to be how I do it, the Kiwi way. We got to improvise, but also do it correctly on a strict budget. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you did enjoy it. Please check out the preview for part 2 of the Suzuki Bandit refurbished. Thank you so much. Keep riding safe out there. See you next time. undo these 2 bolts. Just be careful of these rubber grommets, they do come off. The left one did, the right one's not far off itself. Now the next process you've got to do is pull up the tank. Oh, and then goes my grommet.